Hi, I'm Marc, and today I have another really great top 10 for you. It's my personal top 10 Star Wars books that you must have read by 2022 at the latest if you haven't done so yet. As you may have noticed, Star Wars books are my absolute favorites. And therefore, of course, a Star Wars variant has to be in my top 10. And you get it today. If there are books from series included, I've almost always selected the first volume for you. Later volumes are then the absolute hit in some cases. But let's get started with number 10, and I don't mean Downing Street. It's Legacy of the Force, Betrayal by Allston. What is this book about? It has been more than 10 years since the Yuuzhan Vong War and the Galactic Alliance faces major political turmoil. At a dinner between the Solo family and the Skywalker family, Luke mentions that the planet Corellia had declared its independence from the Galactic Alliance. Also, for the past 10 years, the Corellian government has maintained a secret fleet and resumed operations at the infamous Centerpoint station. In addition to this political crisis, Luke is preoccupied with a mysterious and recurring vision from his dreams. Seeing a dark enemy in his vision that he cannot perceive in the real world through the Force, Luke describes the mystery as the man who doesn't exist. And that already leads us to 9th place. It's Death Star by Michael Reaves and Steve Perry. What is Death Star about? Well, it's the Death Star, the most powerful weapon ever conceived in the Empire. Big as a moon and equipped with enough firepower to destroy an entire planet. But the Death Star would have been worthless were it not for the thousands of men and women who piloted it and operated its weapon system. Who were they? What made them decide to board this monster? Were they there voluntarily or were they forced? And this book is their story. And in 8th place, we have Lost Tribe of the Sith by John Jackson Miller. This book is about, a time where after a Jedi attack, the Sith cruiser Omen crashes on an unknown planet. Weakened and wounded, the Sith crew has no choice but to penetrate the depths of the dark planet. Only the dark side of the Force helps them survive the brutal challenges that befall them. It's a really interesting one. And that leads us to 7th place, The Old Republic Fatal Alliance by Sean Williams. In this book, we see that in the vastness of wild space, the crew of the smuggler ship Auriga Fire is looking for lucrative loot. Its captain, who only identifies herself under the pseudonym of Jet Nebula, expects a mutiny attempt at any moment if they actually succeed. So they finally come across a light star cruiser of a type that is difficult to determine. On its side, it has the name Cincha, otherwise the ship doesn't allow any conclusions to be drawn about its origin or destination. As expected, Shinko, Nebula's first officer, takes command to capture the alien ship on behalf of the Hutts. When the pirates attempt to board, the Cincha's engines suddenly explode, almost completely destroying it. The Auriga Fire collects the wreck's navigation computer and some debris that appears valuable. Why the crew of the Cincha would rather destroy themselves than be boarded remains a mystery at first. And now we have 6th place. It's Darth Bane, Path of Destruction by Drew Karpyshyn. What is this book about? From childhood on, Dazzle has known nothing but the dangerous work in the Kotosis mines, until one day he has to flee in haste. Dazzle joins the Sith army where his brutality, cunning, and exceptional mastery of the Force quickly make him a renowned warrior. But in order to rise to the highest ranks of the Dark Sith Brotherhood, the promising young man must first undergo a test that only with all his anger and immeasurable thirst for power he can pass. And now we have 5th place, that's X-Wing Solo Command by Aaron Allston. This book is really great. The Ghost Squadron or Wraith Squadron acts against the henchmen of the Iron Fist. That's Warlord Zinj, the lord of the superstar destroyer Iron Fist, and he suddenly becomes the New Republic's greatest threat. Wedge Antilles, the commander of the Wraith Squadron, hatches a bold plan that only a man as cunning as Dinch himself can pull off. And that's Han Solo, the living legend of the war against the Empire. But as the deadly battle begins, the enemies appear from a completely unexpected direction. It's getting tough for Han. And that leads us to fourth place, The New Jedi Order Vector Prime by R.A. Salvatore. This is about a team of Exile Society scientists led by Danny Quee, stationed on the outskirts of the galaxy on the planet Balkadan. They observe an object unmistakably entering the galaxy. Conjectures point to a boulder holding the direct course to the fourth planet of the Helsker system. Unable to report their discovery to their base after a communications unit failure, the team watch as the rocks slam into the icy planet. However, the expected explosion does not occur, which tempts the scientists to take a closer look and fly to the planet in question. On the planet, the group is under fire from alien mutants, while at the same time a poisonous fog spreads over Balkadan. Despite efforts to get to the bottom of the matter, the team of scientists succumbs to the phenomenon, killing almost everyone involved. Only Danny Quee survives, but she's captured by the Yuuzhan Vong, an alien species. And here we already are at third place. That's Darth Plagueis by James Lucino. What is this book about? Well, you know the saying. Darth Plagueis was a Dark Lord of the Sith, so powerful and wise that he could use the Force to create life. He had such an immense knowledge of the dark side that he was even able to prevent the deaths of those close to him. What an irony! He could save others from death, but he couldn't save himself. You know that Paulus said that. And now we go to second place. It's Thrawn by Timothy Zan. After Thrawn was rescued from exile by Imperial soldiers, his tactical skills soon caught Emperor Palpatine's attention. Thrawn quickly proves indispensable to the Empire, and his rise seems unstoppable. However, when Thrawn is made Grand Admiral, his skills are put to the test. Now he must prove that his deadly acumen is strong enough in the war against the rising rebels. Because not only innocent lives are threatened, but also the iron grip of the entire Empire on the galaxy. And Thrawn's very own plans are suddenly in jeopardy. And now we have my number one, Lords of the Sith by Paulus Kemp. Anakin Skywalker is a distant memory. Darth Vader's rise is unstoppable. The Emperor's chosen apprentice quickly proved his allegiance to the dark side. Yet the history of the Sith is riddled with deceit, betrayal, and apprentices who sought to usurp their master's place by force, and the true extent of Vader's allegiance remains unknown. Until now. As he embarks on a dangerous mission with Emperor Palpatine, the two Sith must finally decide whether the cruel bond that binds them will make them victorious allies or deadly antagonists. And these are my 10 absolutely favorite Star Wars books. And if you know some of them, feel free to write in the comments what you say about them. And if not, just start reading. It's time to read again. And if you want to hear more about exciting books now, you can find my next video right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. Bis gleich.